It is day 1,371 in the war in Ukraine. That is more than 3 years of fighting. But could the end finally be near? There are new reports today that Ukraine agreed to the framework of President Trump's peace proposal. There is a lot of hope. Ukraine's National Security Secretary posting on X, our delegations reached a common understanding on the core terms of the agreement discussed in Geneva. Those talks in Sunday, saying we look forward to organizing a visit of Ukraine's president to the U.S. at the earliest suitable date in November to complete final steps to make a deal with President Trump. The news also comes as the U.S. delegation pitched a 19-point plan to the Russians. That happened with the Army Secretary Driscoll yesterday in Abu Dhabi. A lot of fast-moving details, and I'm pleased to bring in our panel. William Taylor, he's the former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine, and Kira Rudik, Ukrainian member of parliament, with us today. Kira, I'll start with you. Obviously, you have been on our network since the beginning. This war broke out. Finally, we're talking about a plan that your country has accepted. How hopeful are you that this is the one to finally end the war and the killing?
Hello, Bianca. Hello, Bill. It's good to be back on the show. I want to state once again that Ukraine's nation wants peace so much more than anybody else, because we are suffering every day and night. And even this night, Russia continues its attack on Kyiv, killing 7 people and wounding at least 21. So we are looking to all the opportunities and offers to end the war. And we are grateful to President Trump for this idea, for this offer. And this is why Ukraine's side agreed to this framework. However, the question remains open on how to pressure Russia into agreeing to that as well. Because as of right now, Putin was trying to fool President Trump. He didn't agree to the first step, which should be a ceasefire. So while these negotiations continue, he keeps killing Ukrainian people. And this is just absolutely devastating.
Let's play a little bit of the president and Ambassador Taylor, get your reaction on the other side here.
We're working on that final war. It's not easy, but I don't know. I think we're going to get there. 25,000 soldiers, Ukraine, Russia. In the last month, 25,000 soldiers have died. So I think we're getting very close to a deal. We'll find out.
Kira's point, duly noted. What will make it different this time for Putin? But maybe also, he also understands there could be some serious sanctions, finally, in a way that makes him come to the table. What do you think, Bill?
So I agree with Kira that no one wants this war to end more than the Ukrainians, and they have fought valiantly for, as you said, 1,371 days. And the president's right to say that we're getting close, and the Ukrainians and the Americans and the Europeans and the Brits have all agreed on a framework. And now, exactly as Kira says, the pressure needs to be on Putin. And President Trump has leverage over Putin, both on the economic side, sanctions side, and on the weapons side. So there is good expectation that President Trump can force President Putin to come to the table and deal with this proposal.
You know, Kira, to that point, you know, sanctions are being discussed in Congress, serious ones. And if these ones go forward, there would be an incredible sort of power in that way to make Putin perhaps go to the table. More pain that's ever been inflicted in the past 3 years.
As Ambassador said, right now, the fate of Ukraine is in President Trump's hands, because he will have this ability, this power, this force into pressuring Putin. Russia wouldn't stop unless they are stopped. They are trying right now to manipulate the time. They will be trying to take as long time as possible to evade sanctions. And this is where we are expecting the United States to be a leader of the democratic world and go ahead and do what is right. And when everyone has agreed to this plan, when Europe is on board and Britain is on board and Ukraine and the United States, I think we can all work together and make it happen. We are very hopeful here in Ukraine.
Well, we certainly are hopeful as well. I mean, this has been, you know, years of fighting. Ambassador Taylor, you know, the Europeans obviously have had their thoughts as well in some of this. They also want to have some say in some of the sanctions. Could that muck this up? What do you think some of the potential pitfalls are? Or do you think that part is a piece that President Trump has already got somewhat solved by getting it this far already?
Well, so Bianca, I think President Trump and in particular Secretary Rubio have gone out of their way to get input from the Europeans, as well as obviously from the Ukrainians, as you just said. But the Europeans seem to be on board. The Europeans have been very supportive of the United States' efforts and very supportive of Ukraine. Indeed, the Europeans have really stepped up, both in military terms, diplomatic terms, financial terms. So I think the Europeans are going to be part of the solution here. And I think Secretary Rubio in particular should be commended for getting them on board and to presenting this united front to Putin.
I have about 20 seconds, Kira. I'd love to give you the last word. As you have been there for many years, the pain and the suffering in a holiday season, for this to be closer to an end is going to be something that you maybe had been praying for a long time.
I'm very grateful to this administration for that. For the first time in years, Ukrainian people has finally gotten hope. The hope that this war can be over, the hope that we can finally celebrate our holidays in our homes with our families without a threat of being killed in our beds, without a threat that our loved ones would not return from the front line. And for that, we are so, so grateful. Let's take it home. Let's get this deal. Let's pressure Putin and let's have peace prevail. Happy Thanksgiving.
We hope that wish becomes a reality very soon. Kira Rudik, Ambassador William Taylor, I thank you both for giving us your analysis on this major development in the plan for peace. Thank you both.
Thank you, Bianca.
Thank you.
Thank you.